Happy Tuesday. Lady Victoria here with Victoria School of Etiquette, where we offer a solution to your etiquette dilemmas. I'm broadcasting to you live this morning from the great windy city of Chicago. Chi-Town is what we like to call it. We are the best in the Midwest, and I'm so happy and thankful that you are part of our broadcast on this morning. Listen, this morning is Tuesday. It's Tuesday, so it is Tidbit Tuesday. Tidbit Tuesday is a day where I share a bit of information, little tidbits of things that you may or may not know. Hopefully, it will benefit you in your life, and if not, you can pass it on to someone else that you think it might be applicable to. So, today we are discussing left handed people in dining situations in life, but also in dining situations. So, if you are a lefty, please feel free to share your comments and your thoughts in the comments section below. If you are a left-handed person, are you oftentimes referred to as a lefty? Are you oftentimes referred to as a creative person? Or are you sometimes referred to as just being plain weird? Unfortunately, these are some of the things that left-handed people have been said about left-handed people. That left-handed people are more creative, that left-handed people are just a little bit weird. And then oftentimes the terminology for them, a little nickname, is them being a lefty. Good morning, and thank you for being a part of our broadcast on this morning. So here's a little bit of history that I found out about left-handed people. So again, what you may or may not be aware of, but did you know that 10% of the population worldwide are left-handed people? So 10 against 90 seems like the left-handed people are greatly outnumbered. And because of that, so many things in the world are set up exclusively for right-handed people. And left-handed people sometimes get the shorter end of the stick. In dining situations, most table settings are set up for right-handed people. So if you are a left-handed person, you may feel disadvantaged when you are in a dining situation. Good morning. When you are in a dining situation and everything is to your right, it's set up to your right, but you are left-handed. So if you are left-handed and you're going to be in a group dining situation, whether it's public or private, you can let the wait staff know ahead of time that you are a lefty and that you prefer to be served the opposite of what we in America are accustomed to. Because when you go out to dine, you are served on your left. They serve your food to you on your left side. And when they clean up the table or take away the things that you aren't using anymore, they clean up on the right. But if you are a left-handed person, you may ask them to serve you on your right and then clean up on your left. You can make that request. And most restaurants will be happy to comply with you in that situation. Okay. You can also let your neighbor know, your dining companion that is sitting next to you, that you are a left-handed person and you will do your best not to try and crowd them or bump elbows with them. When you're in a formal dining situation, the place settings and the table settings and name cards may be assigned to you. So if you're a left-handed person, please do not change the place card setting of yourself. It's okay. Left-handed people are resilient and low maintenance. They don't mind. Okay, thank you, Real 3M. They don't mind. Okay, I guess oftentimes they adapt to the situation at hand. But again, when you're in a formal situation, don't change the place card. Don't the name card. Your name is on that card, the name card. Don't change it because the table is set up and the seating arrangement is preset in advance for a particular reason. There's a reason why they have people seated where they do. In places, the seating arrangement is arranged so that people of honor have a distinct seat, and then it goes down the line, downward from there. So don't change the place card or the name card in a formal situation. If you're dining in an informal situation, you're just out to dinner with friends or you're dining privately in someone's home, let them know in advance. Remind them that you are a left-handed person and that perhaps you'd like to be seated at the far left end of the table. That way that you're not always bumping elbows and rubbing elbows so much with your dining companion that is sitting next to you. Now, in America, we dine, and I've talked about this before, we dine using the crisscross method of eating when we are dining. We cut with our right hand, we use our right hand to cut our food, and then we use our left hand using the fork to pick up or pierce our food before we eat it. Left-handed persons may sometimes switch and do the opposite, or they may simply cut with their right hand and continue to keep the fork in their left hand, their dominant hand. So they want to eat with their dominant hand. As righties also do, we oftentimes eat with our dominant hand. So those little things make a difference when you're in a dining situation. It might not seem like a big deal to other people, but for left-handed people, it can be a bit of a challenge. And for those that have not dined in a formal setting, sometimes the seating arrangement and all of the cutlery and all of the glasses may seem a bit overwhelming. But as always, when you don't know what to do, follow the host. Always follow the host. And this is just a good thing to put in practice all of the time, whether you're dining formally at a dinner party or just out dining casually with family and friends. If you put this into practice, it becomes a habitual thing that then eventually becomes a part of your life, and you're practicing good manners and good etiquette all the time. So you always wait for the host before you begin your meal. When the host takes his or her napkin and places it in their lap, that is a signal for you to do the same. And then afterwards, as they begin eating, then everyone else around the table can begin consuming their meal as well. But you always wait for the host or the hostess to begin before you begin. So let me see, another fun fact that I found out about left-handed people is that left-handed people were sometimes considered evil. They were considered bad people because they were different. They were often sometimes referred to as sinister. They were considered unlucky, weak, crooked. The word sinister even comes from the Latin word for left. So in the Middle Ages, lefties were associated with the devil and often accused of witchcraft. And even as recently as the 20th century, left-handed students were forced to learn to use their right hand. That's terrible. You're taking something away from them that they do naturally. But in the school systems, oftentimes the instructor may have felt challenged trying to teach a left-handed person how to write. When you were in those primary grades and learning to write your alphabet and your numbers, left-handed people, sometimes have their hands positioned differently, of course, when they're writing. And so the teachers sometimes found that challenging. And so they oftentimes try to force lefties to use their right hand, which was uncomfortable for them. One of my sisters, I have a sibling that is left-handed, and she is a creative. She does use her left hand all the time. But I think I remember back in the day, years ago, when the instructors tried to force her to use her right hand. But I remember my mom working with her to get her to be really comfortable using her left hand, which was quite natural for her. So we should celebrate people where they are and the way they are, instead of oftentimes having to try to get them to conform to something that's more comfortable for us, society at large. So we celebrate left-handed people, and we applaud them for being who they are. Let me see. It's also been said that lefties do everything better. Well, that may be a matter of opinion, but we're all creative in our own right. So just because you're left-handed doesn't mean that you're better or worse. It just means that you're left-handed. And people that are good at what they do, they're just good at what they do, period. We have had a few left-handed presidents also. Some of you may already know that recently President Barack Obama was left-handed, also Bill Clinton, George H.W. Bush, and Gerald Ford. And then Ronald Reagan was ambidextrous. Some people are ambidextrous. They can write using either hand. They can write rather well using either their left hand or their right hand. But those are just three presidents recently, four presidents that were left-handed people. So I want to go back to dining for left-handed people. Again, when you enter the room, you may feel comfortable, more comfortable taking a seat at the far left end so that you're not bumping with your neighbors. Um, Everything is set up on the right side. And again, if you make the request to have your place setting set up on the left side so that it's more comfortable for you, make that request known ahead of time. And again, many restaurants will comply with that table setting. They will serve you on the right and clean up on your left. For most of America, it is done the other way around. So make your request known, and you never know what might come of it. But if you are a lefty, of course, be proud of who you are. Be proud of what you do and how you do it, and don't allow people don't allow people to come against you. Don't allow people to talk down or say bad things to you if you are a left-handed person. For parents that may have children that are left-handed, encourage them to use their left hand. And it's we, the right-handed people, all of the time, the other 90% of the world, it's we that have to make the adjustment oftentimes for them. We want them to excel, and we want them to have good self-confidence about themselves, especially as young children. Oftentimes, if they're talked about, if they're laughed at, and all of those kinds of things, if they're made to feel bad about themselves, that can set up poor self-esteem in them at a young age. And we don't want our children carrying that over into their adulthood, carrying that over in their life. Because once it's done, the working to get it undone is harder. And so we want to make sure that they are protected, that their image, self-image about themselves, that it is protected, and that they are proud of who they are, and they should not be criticized for being a left-handed individual. So again, if you are a left-handed person in a dining situation, you can make a simple request, and all of that can be taken care of easily. If you have a question, you can please post it here in the chat, one chat. I think on my personal page, I can't see your comments over there. Um, but if you have a question, you can post your question right here, and I have time to answer it. If you have a question about being left-handed. Oh, and I want to say about napkin placement too, that if you're a left-handed individual, oftentimes the napkin is already on the left side. And no matter whether you are right-handed or left-handed, your utensils are going to be set up American style, where your forks are always on the left side. Your dinner fork and your salad fork. Dessert forks, fish forks, and all of that have a different placement. But for this video, the sake of this one, the napkin is always on the left side. So that's easy placement for left-handed people. Napkins can be placed in different positions depending upon what kind of a meal is being served or the setting of the meal that's being served. By setting, I mean, is it formal or informal? Formal, of course, has much more cutlery and glasses and things like that. An informal dinner, which we have most evenings when we're sitting down to dinner with our families and when we're going out to restaurants, that's also oftentimes considered informal. You're typically going to have two forks, you're going to have two spoons, and you're going to have your dinner knife. The spoons and the knife was going to be on the right side, and the forks are going to be on the left side. The napkin is traditionally on the left side. If it's very informal, the napkin can also be placed in the center of the plate for the first course. If a charger plate is used, the napkin can also be set atop the charger plate. The charger plate is a decorative plate that is there to help enhance the beauty of the table, and your wait staff will come and remove the charger plate before you begin dining. So if your napkin is placed there, it's easy access, is all I'm saying. Whether you're left-handed or right-handed, it's easy access, and there's no confusion about where the napkin belongs and how you're going to access it at mealtime. So those are just a few tips that I wanted to share with you this morning on Tidbit Tuesday about left-handed people and some of the challenges they face, especially in the dining world, in the dining realm, some of the challenges that they might face. But it's an easy fix. It's an easy fix, and I don't want you to go in feeling intimidated. If you're not a person that dines out regularly, these are manners, again, that you can practice at home regularly to increase your dining skills, your etiquette skills, to increase them, and to know that when you do go out in a public place, that you will be in vogue at that time. So, again, if you have questions that you'd like to ask me about this topic or any other, please feel free. I have my email address, my Gmail, up there on the screen. So you can send your questions to me, and if you hashtag it, etiquette, then I will always get it. But those emails will get preference so that I can get your questions answered. If you'd like for me to answer your questions live on a live screen, live stream. Let me know that as well, and I'd be happy to do that as well. So just another tidbit of information while I am sharing on Tidbit Tuesday. Victoria School of Etiquette will begin to resume classes in person in our etiquette studio. We will have those classes will typically be on the weekend. And I will post information up later about how you can request to sign up for any class. My website is also listed here, www.thesctc16.com. You can go to my website and you can sign up for any of the various classes that we have there. There's an inquiry form for you to fill out, and I will get that information and be in contact with you. We also are launching 2 new courses. This spring, we will have a master class that we are launching that's really all things etiquette, and you get to choose which areas that you like to perfect your etiquette skills in, and those are the courses that will be included in your master class. It's a compilation of many of the classes that we offer. But if you'd like to take the master class and you're interested in that, more information will be forthcoming, as those classes also will be starting this spring. So again, this is Lady Victoria broadcasting to you live this morning from the beautiful city of Chicago. And I hope that the weather is pleasant and that it's beautiful where you are. Listen, just a point to remember, if you are in the South, just know that we are praying for you. If you are in any of those areas that have been impacted by the weather, that have been impacted by the storms that we have had of late, the snowstorms and the rainstorms, if you're from the South, Texas and Florida, Mississippi, parts of the Eastern Seaboard, know that we are praying for you, and we are praying that relief comes to you soon and that things will return back to normal as they were before all of this happened. So just thanking and praising God for the opportunity to be with you on this morning. And I'm always grateful for the opportunity to pray for others. This is Lady Victoria. This morning on Tidbit Tuesday. Hope that something I've shared this morning has been beneficial to you. Thank you for those of you that are watching live and those of you that will catch the replay. Thank you for being kind and rewinding. I will see you on tomorrow morning with our What About Wednesdays segment about the same time. So you all be blessed. Have a fruitful day. Lady Victoria signing off for now, but we will chat again soon. Bye for now.